¿Qué zapato? Any shoe?
This the War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Cat, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out SmackDowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here. No safe space. Now listen in. Time to hear from some of the greats.
You better watch out. Watch out. I'm coming. This is your last warning. You better watch out. This is your last chance.
Welcome everybody to another edition of the War Report After Dark. The rumors were true. Congratulations to Naomi and Jimmy on keeping the bloodline going, as Naomi has relinquished the title and will be gone for a minimum of 9 months, not a little bit longer. But welcome everybody to another edition, and we'll get right into it. What's going on, fellas?
I mean, we talked about it last week. It happened.
We did.
Another little Uso.
The rumor was true. First of all, can I just say, loved everything about it. I liked the tease with them on Steph's podcast. I liked the promo that Naomi did and kicking Pierce out. And then Jimmy's reaction was great. Like his part of the announcement.
Yeah.
Like, we all the way pregnant. He's just hilarious. But it's good for them. It just, at the same time, what horrible fucking timing. Like, she finally gets the world title.
All right.
Like, this is the best she's been. Like, this gimmick is great.
Yep.
She's killing it right now. This is the most excited I've ever been about Naomi. And now she's going to be out. But congratulations. I know it's something that they've talked about wanting for a long time, so... but yeah, so the rumor was true.
But
Well,
the
it's
good
awesome
news,
because there was a point I remember her saying that women back in the day in wrestling weren't allowed to have kids in a way, which when I heard her say that, it sounded fucked up, you know? Like,
It's not.
Did I-
I don't think it wasn't that they weren't allowed.
Not
it was
that it
just,
wasn't
it was
allowed,
frowned upon. Like,
well,
you know-
yeah, because you lose your position in a way.
right?
That's
And
why I
back-
think that she went to it. And it just
Right.
kind of sucked, you know, as a woman, you're trying to have a family and
And the clock is
you have
ticking.
You have to
Right.
pick a career or a family, you know, and it kind of
Mhm.
sucks. So I'm glad that she was able to make that decision. Not only that, be happy about the decision, and the crowd reacted awesome to it, which was so deserving.
Yes.
Because we know what they've been through trying to have a child. Or
But you know
trying
what
to
else
wanna get
too, and
pregnant.
I think what also helps mentally for Naomi is like now she's seen Becky do it. She's
Yeah.
seen Alexa Bliss do it, where they can have the kids come back, bring them on the road with them, and figure it out and make it work. And you know what I mean. So,
and Asuka has a kid that is rarely ever talked about.
oh, I didn't know that.
Charlotte Flair brought it up during a podcast once, and it's the only time anybody's ever said anything about it. It's like, oh yeah, Asuka's kid, and then she just like moved on as if everybody knew Asuka had a fucking kid.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah,
It's the first. I don't think I saw that because it's the first time I'm hearing about it.
I want to say like 7, 8 years old, but don't quote me on it. You can probably find.
Now
Fine.
the question is, what are they going to do with the title? I assume we're going to have some kind of tournament.
Of course.
Yeah,
But I'll be curious to see who they're going to decide to put the strap on.
now see, if they used that, they wouldn't have got pregnant.
But
I truly believe it's probably going to be a heel that gets it.
how great would it be if Liv was ready to come back
Ooh.
and she just came back and took the title back?
Well, that's actually where I was going, right? Because it'll be awesome to give it to a heel. So
But I
that
don't know,
way-
like, has she really been out that long? Like, I thought this was going to be kind of a lengthy thing. Although I did see a video on TikTok where she was back in the ring training for her return. So I guess
So
she-
what if you shock the world and you put the title, I don't know, for shits and giggles,
On the Shockmaster.
the Shockmaster, and put it on fucking Raquel or Roxanne, and that's how Liv comes back and gets the title.
I mean, I think if they put it on one of those two, it's going on Raquel.
Well,
I don't think
either
it's gonna
one.
go on
I was assuming Raquel, she's the bigger one, and she
Right.
was her tag team partner, so the story will even be deeper. And it will be awesome that Roxanne helps her get the title and keep the title while she comes back. And it's like she replaced her.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know what? With you, I was always a backup, but, you know, with Roxanne, I'm the lead, so blah, blah, whatever. And they
Oh,
could
that's
Right.
true.
milk that any other way they can.
Interesting.
Kind of that Vin Diesel, that Vin Diesel. That Diesel Shawn Michael feud in a way when he stopped being his bodyguard and, you know, like got the WWE shot before him kind of thing.
Yeah. Tara says hello. Hi, Tara. She's happy for them as well. She actually cried. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice thing. It's good for them, especially, you know, like we said, when you know that they've been vocal about trying for a while. So, and at the end of the day, especially for the women, the clock is ticking. You know, there's only a certain point where they can actually even have children. So
How
Right.
old is Naomi?
I'm not sure. She's got to be in her 30s.
I
Right?
was thinking 30s, yeah. But you're right. The good news is, like, in prior decades, it was more expected that if a woman has a baby, that's kind of it career-wise. You know, the idea of like a working mother was kind of a rare thing in the 80s. It became more common in the 90s, and then more common as we get, you know, farther away from that. But yeah, the original cut of the Divas, that original roster, if any of them had a baby at any point in their 20s or 30s, their push was gone. They might be hired back, but the things Vince McMahon did to the women's roster when they didn't have babies. Imagine when one of them came back, he's like, "Look at that fat pig with all of her baby weight on her. We're gonna call her Piggy." You know, whatever the fuck. You know, she's gonna do some shit like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, unfortunately, you're not wrong. Tara, I think Roxanne Perez is going to get it, and Liv will get it back from her. I mean, that does make the most sense. And Tara believes that Naomi's 36. So
That's cool.
You know,
That's cool.
good for them. Good for them. So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Not him.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ. Should we go back to SmackDown and then kind of work our way up?
Yeah, we can. I do want to talk about this. So I saw a tweet from Karrion Kross that said, "I heard you, I'm listening," kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I purposely watched SmackDown and Raw this week specifically to listen for that, and I still couldn't hear anything. Now I don't know if they cut it out or
like changed it on replays.
I heard no, we want Cross chants.
So I did, you know, I there are a lot of things we want to talk about as the week goes on, and we kind of talk in the group chat. But one of the things that I don't know if we shared the story, but I saw it, that Cross was interviewed and said that AEW and other wrestling companies won't talk to him because they think this is a work. And he's like, but it's not a work. And
That was on the Ariel
and he's not
Awani
a word.
podcast.
that just makes me think, dude, everything he says makes it sound, and even if it's not a work, this is terrible for him because he's going to be unemployed for like 6 or 8 months before people catch on.
This
Like,
was on
If
the
he doesn't
Ariel
come
Awani
back by,
podcast.
he's unemployed until WrestleMania, because if he doesn't come back by the like the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, then people will be like, okay, this is legit. But you know, now that Seth Rollins fucking somersaulted and going my knee into a fucking storyline, you know, we can't say for certain what is or isn't real.
I don't know. I
Do you think at this
that
point
was all on the Ariel Awani podcast, and I listened to the whole thing, and I don't know. A big part of me thinks it's legit. I mean, he's gone. You know that he wanted a breakdown of how they came to the evaluation of the
Right.
terms of his contract, and they wouldn't provide it, and told him he had 24 hours to sign or they were going to renege the offer, and he didn't like the way the business was handled.
That's tough.
And I mean, if that's true, I mean, he's not wrong. Like, okay, I'm okay with that, but how'd you get there?
Right.
My merch is number one. This, that, and the other. Like, he probably had a list of, and they didn't want to, like, they were like, let's take it or leave it kind of thing. So, and again, this is what he's saying. So, it sounds believable.
It does.
The other thing he mentioned is that, again, if this is true, only Hugh was offered a contract. They didn't even offer anything to Scarlett. They were gonna handle it separately. Like, you sign first, and then we'll talk to Scarlett, kind of thing. And they're a package deal.
So he was going to take a pay cut, and they were going to lose her income.
So
Basically.
and that honestly, I think they would have offered her a deal anyway.
You think so?
I do.
I think it would have been real low.
I mean, that's very possible. But at the end of the day, what has she been doing? And
Well, that's
again,
the thing.
no fault to her either. I
No,
mean, that has total to do with creative. But
It's the
she's only the sidekick. He's
Right.
hardly in a main storyline. So you're not seeing her that often. She
Yeah.
can wrestle, but they don't use her as a
don't-
wrestler.
exactly, yeah.
So,
Well, it's also a self-fulfilling thing where they don't really believe in managers in the modern WWE as much
Which
as
is
they
silly.
did. Which is silly because the reason one of your top storylines of the last decade, the Bloodline, got over is because of the performance of one guy, Paul Heyman. And everybody else did great in that storyline, and they all played their parts. But the guy who has been fucking perfect since Suplex City has been Paul Heyman. He's been the glue that's held a lot of this shit together since like 2013, and maybe even earlier than that during the SmackDown years. And they don't realize,
he's always that constant.
but they don't realize the value of the. Paul Heyman is going to retire soon. Let's just be real. He's an older gentleman at this point, and they haven't brought anybody up to that level yet. And I'm not saying it needs to happen right away, but what they need to do is they need to start establishing more managers.
Yeah.
Because the old adage is, if you can't talk, stick them with a manager. And now it just seems like,
and think about back in when we were growing up, right? You had Bobby the Brain Heenan and the Heenan family, and you had Jimmy Hart, and you had Slick Rick, and you had Sensational Sherry. Like, you could go on, Miss Elizabeth, and they had it, like, Bobby Heenan is still one of the greatest of all time, whether he was commentary or when he was a manager, and there's no one even close to him outside of somebody like a Paul Heyman,
right. And they all had multiple clients, and it was okay that they had multiple clients. And sometimes they worked together, like in a Survivor Series or in a tag team, and sometimes they didn't because they were singles guys, or sometimes somebody would interfere on their behalf, and it was just like it was an association, but they didn't have to like move all together at once. They could kind of come and go as needed. And like then you'd hear of like the other thing I always liked was trades, when you're like, oh man, Bobby Heenan took over the contract to somebody else. Jimmy Hart sold off the Nasty Boys contract or something. There was always some weird,
some kind of shenanigan.
The weird one was when they sold the $1 Million Man, sold the Undertaker's contract.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh my god! It was a good explanation. It was weird, but it was like, okay, this can happen, and like, and that usually, like, if somebody got signed by a different manager, that usually mean they were turning babyface or heel, and they had been one way for a long time, and like signing with the new manager was like they're going to change something about what this guy was doing. It was all very interesting, and now it's less because, like I said, the philosophy used to be if you can't talk, stick them with a manager. Now it's if they can't talk, stick them in the performance center, and make them cut promos on cheese burritos for 45 minutes a day, and see if that helps them. And see how much that's helped people like fucking Jade, who talks like a goddamn robot, and she's been wrestling for 5 years now. And it's like, At what point can you just talk like a human being while holding a microphone? Like, it's not. It takes a minute to get there, but it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
But she's example number one of probably 50 people on that fucking roster. She's got a great look. Her wrestling is not super duper, but with somebody that size, it doesn't need to be that good. And somebody that big doesn't need to talk. You put Jade with a manager, it instantly, gives her more credibility. It gives her more, opportunity to kind of just stand there and look tough while the manager cuts promos for her. She would be somebody that I think would really benefit from a manager.
I agree. So going back to SmackDown, you had so they opened up the show with Solo and the family cut a promo. Sami Zayn came out, then Adam Pearce came out. They wound up setting up the main event, which was a 6-man tag. We'll get into it. Alexa Bliss faced off against Piper Niven. Obviously, Charlotte was ringside, and the rest of Niven and her crew, Chelsea, they were all ringside. It was good. Alexa Bliss wound up winning, and it was great. Big pop. It was over. Huh?
No, sorry. Brother
okay.
walked in. I was saying hi.
The Miz and Mello versus Fraxium was actually really good. Fraxium is just fun to watch.
They're so agile, like they're
and fast,
and they're so fast, man.
They move so fast. It's unbelievable.
They're awesome.
It's kind of weird they stuck this fucking kid under a mask, and now it's like it's this oddball tag team of like straight up pro wrestler guy in.
I don't like the name.
I don't get
like the name.
And the whole thing is kind of weird because it's like usually in a tag team you kind of match, so shouldn't both guys be wearing masks, or like one guy does and one guy doesn't? Like, I don't know, there's something about it that throws me off.
Yeah, it's just weird, but they're a great team and they're fun to watch.
For sure. Oh yeah, they're a great team.
What was also cool during that match, in the crowd, they started. You had different Wyatt members in their masks, like standing in the crowd. So, kind of just teasing and taunting. So that was kind of fun. But the match was good. Miz winds up sneaking out the victory as Carmelo was about to, and he tagged himself in. So there's some friction there. Melo wasn't too happy. So
yeah, there's tension.
That's building to a Melo Miz showdown. DIY faced off with the Street Profits. That was also a great match. I love the Street Profits. DIY, I just, for whatever reason, it does nothing for me. It never has, even in NXT. It just wasn't my thing. I don't know why. They're both great. I don't really care. But I like the Street Profits. So you do, right?
I have the same issue. They really don't do nothing for me.
I don't know what it is. It's not that they're not good. They're great. No,
they're very good.
It does nothing for me.
I just hate them.
There's nothing for me.
MFT versus Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, and Jacob Fatu. That was cool because they did it backstage where Jimmy and Sammy were getting hyped up for the match. And Sammy said something to Jacob, and Jacob was like, I don't know you. Kind of keep him away from me kind of deal. So there was tension. And then, of course, by the end, because Sami Zayn is the one that got over, him and Jacob hugged it out. So it was kind of cool. Like, Jacob accepted him into the family, even though he is an honorary Us for life.
I don't know you. That's my purse.
But, overall, SmackDown was all right. This week, I enjoyed Raw better than SmackDown.
Oh, wow.
So
I have to ask this question. I hate to be that guy, but I ask it every week because it's an important question to ask because we just had a title change. Why do we put the title on Cody Rhodes if he is the least fucking important person on the show?
Because he sells merch.
He's not positioned as the top guy on the show, and right now he's away filming fucking Street Fighter.
Yeah, and I saw an image. He looks great.
I think
he looks great
with the flat top. Listen, what's not to love as a Street Fighter fan? And if we all remember the last movie where Street Fighter was played by Jean-Claude Van Damme back in like 1994, and that movie
Yep.
stunk on ice. So nice to see they're taking it seriously. Roman, I've seen him. I haven't seen the outfit yet, but he was like sitting in a makeup chair watching the Naomi pregnancy announcement, and they filmed like a congratulations video. But you can tell he's like sitting in a makeup chair. His hair's all slicked back. They're getting ready to put like makeup or something on him because he's playing Akuma, which is like a demonic character. If you're not a Street Fighter fan, Akuma's like a big demon martial artist, and like parts of his stuff have like Chinese writing and that glows and shit. And it's a very, very cool character. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of like, if they use practical stuff, if they use like what kind of special effects they use. I'm interested in the Street Fighter movie, man, because they're hiring like, I think they hired Hiroshi Tenzan. Like they hired Hiroshi Goto or somebody. They hired fucking pro wrestlers to play Street Fighters. It makes so much sense.
So much sense. It's going to be great. So Monday Night Raw kicks off with Division, as they're calling themselves now.
Division.
They were in Philly. So, of course, you had Philly Feels, a great crowd. Heyman, of course, starts off, cuts his promo talking about ECW and that he is the god of Philly. There should be a statue for him.
The best.
He was great.
Do you see why you have managers? This guy's the fucking best.
He's the best. And then he's dropping names, Sandman, and the Dudleys, and he's going on, and then he says, rest in peace, Sabu, and rest in peace, Tommy Dreamer. He goes, I know Tommy Dreamer is not dead, but he should be. You know, like it was just perfect ECW Heyman. And then
that is so Heyman.
Right, it was just it was great. And I love, you know, he in his promo he then talks about the future main event at WrestleMania, Braun Breaker, and then he goes to Bronson, the owner of the Shua Fala. This is like becoming a regular thing now. The Shua Fala, and he's the tribal what?
The tribal thief, right?
Yeah, the tribal thief. He has the Shua Fala. It's fucking hilarious. And then that gets interrupted by Jey Uso. He starts a yeet fest, of course, in the crowd, and then starts handing the mic in front of little kids as they start yeeting on the mic. And then had a promo back and forth, and basically that set up the main event, which was a Extreme Rules match between Jey Uso and Bronson Reed. But it was a great open mic night for Heyman in Philly. So it was great. And then that was followed up. You had Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez. That was a good match. We got a little mommy action in the end to help out. But it was good. Io got over. And it was a good match. Penta versus Xavier Woods was awesome. You talk about two guys. What I like too is that we haven't seen the two of them one-on-one yet in a WWE ring, so it was something new and fresh. Anytime you put Penta out there, I'm happy. So, and Xavier can hold his own. So it was, I thought, a great match. And then they brought out the Judgment Day versus Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana. So Mr. Iguana, who was so over with that crowd, so over. They were chanting for him. It was okay. The match itself, the Judgment Day, obviously got over. It was a good match. But I was surprised to see how over Iguana was. Did you guys see the match in AAA?
But
Where
you're leaving
Iguana,
out the part where Finn Balor unleashes the fucking demon puppet.
that happened at AAA. That was
that was
on
at
Raw.
AAA.
That's what I was just talking about. In AAA,
the two moments.
yeah. So they had the Iguana versus the Finn Balor puppet, and it was absolutely hysterical. If you haven't seen it, go on YouTube. It's there. You got to watch it. It's hilarious. WWE is selling this doll for $100
yeah.
fucking dollars.
100%.
What?
$100.
It's not even
It's-
the original iguana.
It's on no, not the iguana, the Finn Balor version.
The iguana's on sale for like $70 or something too. I feel like it's up there.
Oh, are they selling the iguana?
I believe the iguana, they started selling that shit almost immediately.
That's so funny.
Which is weird because like so the from everything I've heard about it is the AAA, like the diehard AAA fans for years hated Mr. Iguana. And then this Worlds Collide pay-per-view thing happens and he gets over with the American crowd. And then once he's popular in the US, that translate like pretty much once the US crowds think you're popular, you become popular everywhere. So when he came back after Worlds Collide, he was like more over with the Mexican crowd, and now he's over everywhere because this fucking puppet is. The only thing you can equate it to is like the Cobra, but there's more. There's more to it. There's like it's a full puppet. You can like do an act with it. You know what I mean? It's mime, it's clown, it's pantomime. It's something that the crowd can like see. Like the iguana's real when they want it to be. The iguana's real. It's very neat.
Moving on, we hit the Women's IC Championship, Natalya versus Becky Lynch. I expected what we saw. I thought it was good. Natalya is always a home run in the ring.
Yeah.
And Becky Lynch is awesome. Her theme song is, I'm still not getting behind it. It hasn't
I don't think it's
grown on me yet.
I don't. The feedback that I've seen online is like it's not the right tempo for an entrance song. It's just not.
I
up
think
enough.
I think that's what my problem might be.
It needs to be like more like especially because her last song was so upbeat. To get a song that's like objectively slower.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. We had another Bailey follow-up promo. So now it looks like she's going to be a little schizo bipolar action. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with her, which I haven't been able to say for a while. So
I'm excited for anything that's new for her, honestly.
Right, and this is new. I mean, making her crazy. Like, even when she was heel, she wasn't crazy. I mean, this looks like we might just get a crazy Bailey, which could be entertaining.
What if we get 3 faces of Bailey and you get like crazy Bailey, ding dong hello Bailey, and like old school hugger Bailey, and she like flip flops between the personalities.
She'll be the female Mick Foley.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
I'm with it.
If she should like, and then at the Rumble, she needs to be in there in all 3 personalities, just like Mick did.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Because especially if if they're leaning into her having like multiple personalities or whatever, I mean, fucking go for it. Have her wrestle. The thing about Dude Love versus Mankind versus Cactus Jack was that they all wrestled differently.
Yeah.
And even though it was Mick Foley, you knew the difference watching the characters, which one was wrestling at the time. And it speaks to the talent of fucking Mick Foley. He's a
Well,
genius.
because he had his own
Oh, he was
personal
amazing.
moves for each one.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. He had the moves for each one and different signatures and different like dances or this, that, or whatever. Like everything was so different and the outfits were different. I would be so down for Bailey to have an identity crisis and try and figure out who she is by
I mean,
losing her mind.
that's definitely what it looks like we're getting. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I think that's going to be fun, and I'm happy for her because she hasn't really done much of anything.
Yeah, that's the trouble, man. She really hasn't.
And
done
again,
much.
when we say something like that, it's not that's just a creative issue.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. What I think about Bailey, I think the fact that there's so much talent now, like no knock on her, but the talent isn't what it was when she first came in the industry, and the girls weren't as good. As of now, it's like, where do you fit her? Because we are talking about, yes, refreshing her and whatnot, but where do you fit her? Is it mid card? Is it at? I don't think it's at the heavyweight championship division.
I mean,
Not
I
at
think
the-
it could be the heavy, depending on where this gimmick goes and how over she can get it. It could most certainly put her back in the world title picture for sure.
Perfect. But who is she knocking off then?
I think it's too early to tell.
I don't know, man. I mean, she has to.
I
Really
got to
come
see
with
where
a
this
good
is going to
rebound.
go. I got to
Yeah,
see where
right.
this
We
is going
got
to
we
go.
got
Yeah,
to see
we
how
gotta
it
see.
evolves. Don't get me wrong. If it's the Naomi turnaround, of course, then we're
Right.
talking night and day. But
And that's what I'm excited for because I feel like that's what we're about to get with Bailey, a Naomi type of refresh, which is, I mean, and again, to your credit, what you
Yeah.
just said, I mean, look how well it did for Naomi.
And just the fact that we're looking forward to what's going to happen with Bailey next is a big step because
Right.
there has been a point up until now for several years where you didn't really care what Bailey was doing next.
Yep, it's true. That brings us to the main event. That was the Extreme Rules with Jey Uso, Braun Breaker. It was great. The only thing, I mean, listen, it was Extreme Rules, so you knew everybody was going to get involved.
Right.
It just happens every week, whether it's an Extreme Rules match or not. But it was great. All the people that interfered, CM Punk came out, and Rollins and Bronson was there, and the whole thing goes crazy. Some decent spots in the match, but of course the best part, as Braun is on the outside getting ready to do his run and spear, the OTC's music hits. Everyone thinks he's going to come down the ramp, but he's off to the side, waiting, jumps over the guardrail, and spears Braun Breaker as he's running. The timing was perfect, and then, of course, he Superman punches Bronson Reed, and then gets Breaker back in the ring for Jay to do a splash through a table and win the match. It was great to see Roman back. It's just we're not getting very, very much of Roman.
Right.
Like even when he's back, he helps out Jay. He's outside. He's ringside 5 minutes. There's no promo. There's no. I'm not saying since he's been back he hasn't cut a promo, but they're far few in between.
Right.
I just would like to see more Roman, but either way, he was there. It was a good moment, and that was a great way to end the show, and that's how they went.
Now, what was the point in the show? Was it during was it during Seth Rollins' opening thing, or was it during CM Punk and LA Knight's thing, where Seth looked at Braun Breaker and he's like, "That guy there, he thinks your dad is a moron, and he thinks your uncle's an idiot," and he goes like he's telling him about what he thinks about the Steiners. He thinks your uncle's got a fat ass. And he's
That
like,
was the
"What?"
intro. That was when the Vision was all in the ring and Jay came out and he was in the
So
crowd.
good.
That was part of the promo back and forth.
Just so good because
It's
Seth,
great.
It's Seth saying it, and never once did anybody else say it. He's just straight up lying to instigate to get his guy.
Stirring the pot.
He's stirring the pot to get somebody else to do his business for him. It's exactly what you want from this guy.
It's a heel move. That's what you're looking for.
Because then
Well,
eventually he's gonna go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's Seth Rollins 101, right? Like he's always been that conniving, backstabbing, shit talker, shit starter.
Yeah,
He's that guy.
and the thing is, he can do that a couple times, and we can like look and be like, "Oh man, he's doing this like shitty thing where he sets Braun Breaker up to do his business for him." And then eventually, when they want to turn Braun Breaker, Seth will be like, "Go get him," and he's gonna be like, "No." And then boom, big clothesline, big spear, huge pop, and then you've got babyface Braun Breaker, and it's just easy money at this point. You just got to build to it.
When are we seeing Brock again?
When are we seeing Cena again? When's the next AEW pay-per-view? Fuck it. That's the next time you're going to see him.
Well, the Clash in Paris, Cena's facing Logan Paul. Oh, shit. So Logan Paul's going over John Cena because Brock Lesnar is going to probably interfere.
Oh, that would be heat. That would be some fucking heat.
That would be great.
one of John Cena's last 10 appearances, and it's motherfucking Logan Paul beating him due to Brock Lesnar's interference.
Could you imagine if Logan
Holy
Paul goes
shit.
over on John Cena?
Oh my God.
That would be fucking awesome.
You just spoke that into existence, you rotten person.
Oh my god.
But here's the other thing. Have you heard about the rumor of doing Brock Cena to compete with AEW's September pay-per-view
I did hear that.
on ESPN?
I did hear that. Like that would be
Fucking crazy.
ESPN's first. Yeah. So get ready, folks. If you thought you were gonna wait till 2026, you may want to get that ESPN Plus.
Is it going to be on the Plus service, or is it just going to be on like regular ESPN to try and entice people?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
Could you imagine they're just like, hey, free pay-per-view on ESPN tonight because we want you to pay the monthly fee, and they just give you a fucking pay-per-view? That wouldn't be bad.
I mean, if there was a one to give, Clash in Paris. I mean, talk about like people that give it a shot for the first time. That crowd will get anybody excited to watch, even if you're not a
Well,
fan.
It would be the one after Clash, because Clash is Logan Paul Cena, so it would have to be whatever they're deciding is going to be.
No, the free pay-per-view should be Clash in Paris.
Yeah, but it's not. It's going to be a separate. It's going to be Brock Cena. They're going to announce a new venue and a new show specifically for ESPN. That's going to come after Clash in Paris.
Oh,
Because
gotcha.
AEW
Gotcha.
AEW's pay-per-view is Saturday, Forbidden Door, the 21st. It's coming up
Right.
this weekend,
Right.
which means they don't have one until like I want to say September 13th, which is a Saturday. So I think that's the date. I think it's It's either the 13th, the 20th, or the 27th. Those are the 3 days in September when you'd have a fucking
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
we need more content.
Yeah, we need more shit to watch. There's not
It's exhausting.
There's not-
It's just not enough hours in the day to get through it all.
between Dynamite, Collision, Ring of Honor, if you're a real fucking sicko, Raw, SmackDown,
NXT.
fucking Level Up, Evolve, LFG.
I'm behind on
what
LFG.
else? Up, down, down. Fuck the bump, whatever the. Fuck
Would you
else.
consider Steph's show on there, the podcast?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we got to include. What's your story?
content.
What's
What
your
do you?
story? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
And
Did you Did you already say the Miz? Did I miss
Oh,
that?
No, I didn't realize the Miz has
The
a fucking
Miz and
podcast.
whatever show, the
Christ
Bella
on a
show,
pony.
the
God damn it.
the Diva show.
There's too many of these fucking things. And then the Undertaker's podcast. It's like this fucking guy made a career. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you know this. The Undertaker, famously not a talker, famously a silent fucking zombie for 90% of his wrestling career. What does he do after he retires? This guy won't shut the fuck up. He just talks all the time. He's ruining the mystique of this fucking legendary thing. Just shut up.
Yeah, but
Take your
dude, the
residual.
stories that he's been telling
I know, but
are
it's just
so
like,
good.
ah.
I mean,
In
listen,
his
it is what
defense,
it is.
He held the great character for a long fucking
I
time.
know, but it's
He's
just so
he's
weird.
retired, you know.
It's
I
just
mean,
so-
but you know, he
it's
was from
weird.
a school too that you lived and breathed the gimmick. Like I know
Yeah.
people that met Taker in a bar after like a Monday Night Raw, and he was all in black and had a black bandana and so had sunglasses on, and people would go up to him and
Well, he
wouldn't
still
even,
wears that.
and he wouldn't even turn and look at them. Like he would just.
But dude, can you admit it's just weird to hear like this episode of the Undertaker podcast is sponsored by Black Rifle Coffee? It's like what the fuck? Like what world are we living in?
It's new times, Vince. It's new times. We're
fucking
living
crazy.
in the world of unreal, which is as real as they want us to know, but it's unreal.
Do
So-
you want your dick to be hard as a stiff corpse in the ground? Use code Undertaker at checkout to get free Blue Chew. Fucking bury your stiff with the Undertaker. Use code Undertaker at checkout on BlueChew.com.
That's fucking funny.
Oh, terrible. Oh yeah. Make your woman say, oh yeah. Use code Undertaker at checkout.
Are you guys watching LFG?
I have not watched it yet.
No.
No.
You haven't watched it yet?
I
It's really
told you,
good.
I'm trying to make an attempt to watch AEW, and I have been much better since I stated that a few months back.
Nice.
However, bro, wrestling is a toll in your life. I have 2 kids. They have shit to do. I got a job.
Yeah.
I work in council. I
you're
got a
doing
lot.
tough. I thought you were saying you were trying to have another kid and that you were stopping watching a lot of wrestling because you were having more sex. I was
Oh,
gonna be like,
no, no.
congrats on
Don't
the
you
sex.
dare wish that on me, brother. I am good. I got a boy and a girl. I have no
Yeah, but
need to be reproducing.
You absolutely hit the jackpot on getting one of each on the first try, but you do have to remember something. You are Hispanic and you're behind the average right now. So just keep that in mind. We could be having una sorpresa so one of these days. You never fucking know, dude.
No way. I'm a responsible sorpresa kind of guy.
See, if Jimmy Uso followed Al, they wouldn't have got pregnant.
Naomi's great. She's like, Jimmy, he's a Netflix and chill kind of guy, if you know what I mean. David Roscoe,
Hey,
what's
what's up,
up,
David?
David? What's going on, man? But yeah. So what else? That was-
Yeah, that was Raw. That was SmackDown. AEW does have a pay-per-view coming up, Forbidden Door, this weekend.
always a great show, Forbidden Door.
Oh yeah, and there's a little bit less from New Japan this year because they did just finish up the G1 and then they've got this like tour that happens afterwards. So there is still a lot. I mean, Tanahashi's on the show. Zack Sabre Jr. is defending the title against the IWGP title, or I guess it's the New Japan Championship. I think they changed the name against what's his name there, Nigel McGuinness. So overall, main event is MJF Hangman for the world title. So
Which that match alone will be worth the price of admission.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys always put on a great match. David Rosca, is Naomi stripped of the Women's World Championship? She's not stripped, but she had to relinquish the title because she won't be there for over 9 months. So she can't be the champion. So she is officially the former Women's World Champion.
It's so odd. There was a video out there on Facebook that's like, she was like 7 weeks pregnant when she took the splash at WrestleMania, like directly on her fucking stomach. Like, what a renegade! Like, that's crazy. You're 7 weeks pregnant out there wrestling at WrestleMania or whatever pay-per-view. I don't know what fucking pay-per-view it was.
That's definitely taking a chance.
SummerSlam,
definitely
maybe.
nuts.
Whatever it was. So I think it was SummerSlam. Whatever the fuck. Yeah, that was the last match she had was SummerSlam, dude. That was. It's such bad timing for her, but you know what? Have the kid. You can come back. Can you imagine? Like you said, the title's on a heel. Her music hits. She comes back out.
She'll be so over when she comes back.
Instantly a
Oh.
babyface.
Oh my God. That would be
so-
crazy.
So easy. So easy.
It'll be the same thing like with Liv Morgan right now, because when she comes back, she's going to be a babyface.
Monster.
That crowd is going to roof fly off the place.
Monster.
David Rosca is the Women's World Champion. Will be in the Women's Battle Royal this Monday night. Did they announce a Battle Royal for Monday on Raw? I assume they were going to do some sort of tournament. I'd be totally okay with a Battle Royal too. But I didn't hear anything about a Battle Royal.
No, I haven't either.
But I'm okay with it. So Forbidden Door, that's going to be a good show.
Yeah, man, I think it's going to be. You know, I'm one of those people that I think AEW's had very few bad pay-per-views. Like I don't know if I could really point out one that was bad unless it was like during the pandemic.
True.
Everything's been good to great. And even the good ones are like, okay, there are a couple matches that maybe you could skip. But overall, there's like, you know, the main event match usually delivers. They usually have a pretty high energy opening match. The main event stretch, Tony Khan is a crazy man. He is a wild person because he decides sometimes this pay-per-view is going to end with like 3 or 4 main event level matches in a row. And you'll have like Kenny Omega in one match, and then you'll have like Hangman in another match. And you have like the fucking Young Bucks defending the tag team title. Like that was I think that was like 3 of the last 4 matches of All In. And it was just straight up like you had Omega Okada, Young Bucks against Ospreay and Swerve, and then Mox and Hangman in the main event. And that you could have had those 3 matches spread out across a pay-per-view and had like 2 or 3 sprinkled in between, have like a nice little 6-7 match card, and people be like, that's the best pay-per-view ever. And he's like, no, it's going to be 5 hours long. There's going to be 14 matches, and every single one of them is going to be high energy. It's fucking crazy. I've Googled and I haven't found anything regarding the Women's women's world title being defended in a battle royal. Does not look like that's been announced yet. So maybe that
I'd
was-
actually almost be, I'd be happier with that, quite honestly, than a tournament.
I forget who it was that had to vacate, but maybe it was Edge. And then one night, I'm literally like hanging out at my friend's band practice, and I'm looking up the SmackDown taping results on my phone because I'm a nerd. And this was when SmackDown was taped and not live. And you go to WWE.com, and it says Kurt Angle wins Battle Royal to become world champion on SmackDown taping. They spoiled the main event of their own fucking show because they knew it was going to get out. But, like, I forget if Edge had an injury or somebody got suspended or whatever it was. They needed to get the world title off somebody quick. They fucking vacated it. They had a SmackDown Battle Royal, it wasn't even like a Rumble where people, like, drew numbers. It was literally a Battle Royale. They put 30 motherfuckers in the ring, rang the bell, and just started tossing people. And by the end of it, it was Kurt Angle. And it was, I don't remember the circumstances around it. I want to say that was, would it have been 2009? Yes, it's very possible it was 2009 or 2011. Oh, geez, time is really wonky right now because the pandemic was like 3.5 years, and that's condensed to like maybe a year in my mind. So I don't remember what year this Kurt Angle thing happened, but I know it happened.
I vaguely do remember all that. I'm horrible with years.
Dude, and especially with that SmackDown World Title, like that thing changed hands so many times. Like the Great Khali had it for a couple weeks. Like everybody had that fucking belt.
That
true.
title did get like I vaguely watched in those times, and one of the reasons I didn't like watching is because I'm like, these are the main eventers. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly.
And I kept it moving. It was horrible.
David Roscoe with some harsh words for Becky Lynch. Says she should walk away. She is annoying.
Oof. Yeah, but is this David not liking Becky Lynch as like the total like I dislike Becky Lynch, the performer, or is this like I dislike the current character of Becky Lynch that is a bad guy?
Which, in that respect, that means she's doing a great job.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to figure out here. If it's a thing of like he just doesn't like the way she wrestles, or he just doesn't like her, whatever, you can dislike that. But if really she's annoying you and you're like, oh, she's so annoying, she should be off my TV. She's doing the job she's being paid to do.
Right.
Correct.
I happen to love what Becky Lynch is doing right now.
Oh, she's been since just before that the man thing started was really. She's been hot ever since, and that was like WrestleMania fucking 35, and we just had WrestleMania 42. She's been on this level for a long time now, and
since the broken nose or the busted nose.
Yeah, and that was the moment, man. And she's just been, and not that she's been riding it because she's been fucking delivering matches, promos, segments, the whole thing. So like, it's almost a demotion that she's got this women's Intercontinental Championship, but what they needed to do was put it on somebody like her so that
credibility.
Yeah, the next few champions are going to be credible. Yeah.
And you know what? The only reason why I don't think it's a step down is because it was the first time, really, that the women even have the IC title. It's a belt that she never even had an opportunity to get because it didn't exist. So in that respect,
and I do like that she won that stipulation, because very rarely, so many times they set up a stipulation where you can never challenge for a title again. It really just means this person, like it gives you fucking police signals where it's like, wee woo, wee woo, this person's going to win because they're never going to be able to challenge again. And like, didn't. No, the heel fucking won. You have to stick to the stipulation. The cool thing is, it's not like Cody Rhodes where he fucked himself, where he's like, I can never challenge for a title again, like he did in AEW. This is just until Becky loses the title, and then Lyra can build her way back up. And I think that's a great, for somebody who we all kind of agree isn't there yet, losing and not being able to challenge for the Intercontinental title is a good thing for her right now, because it does give her an opportunity to rebuild, maybe change it up a little bit. I really don't know. I know Al hates the Bird Lady thing. And I'm sure we'll hear a little bit of that in a second when we get Al's take on Lyra Valkyria not being able to challenge.
I can't stand it either.
I think, I'm of the opinion that you either got to drop it or you have to go to 11 with it. She has to go full, like, go out there and caw and fucking really get people going with the bird thing and have, like, get people to dress like birds in the crowd and shit. I don't know. Is fucking, what's his name? Is Coco Beware still alive? I know Frankie's dead, but he's got another parrot now. He could come out and, like, bless her with the bird gimmick. I don't know. Like, if you're going to be a bird lady, be a bird lady. If you're not,
Right.
if you're just gonna half-ass it, don't be a bird lady.
Don't be that lady. Just don't be that. Right. Don't be that in between, because that's where you lose us, right?
Yes.
Like one day she
in
goes
between.
real hard with the bird lady, comes out with the feathers, and then the next day the fucking feathers are gone. Like,
Right.
where are your feathers? Where are your goddamn feathers?
She should be like backstage in catering. There should be a segment where someone's cutting a promo and she's at the buffet table picking at all the dishes with her nose. You know what I mean? Like, just shit like that. Be a fucking bird. I don't know. Have the boogeyman come out and she's like not scared of the boogeyman because he's got worms in his mouth and she starts eating the worms because she's a bird. Like, I don't know. Fucking be a bird, lady. Be a bird lady. Be a bird lady. Or
Right.
don't. But don't be in between.
I agree.
I agree.
And I don't know what the fix is. I don't know if leaning into the bird lady thing and making her a more silly character for the moment is gonna fix it, or if it's just you got to drop the bird lady thing and come up with a whole, like, I guess the name can stay. I think Lyra Valkyria is too weird on the tongue. I don't like how it flows when you say it.
You
just
can't even make a chant to her name.
You have to do just Lyra, like Lyra. You can't do anything else.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you could say "Let's go, Lyra," but
Yeah, but you can only use like that part of her name. Yeah, it's not a chantable name. It's not it just doesn't flow well for me. Like, as somebody who has to read stuff on the radio, in addition to podcasting, I work in the radio, and like if I had that name in like an advertisement or something, I would be so mad that I would have to try and pronounce this fucking dumb name.
somebody
Yeah.
really must not like her, because if that's the best they could come up for her, like that truly sucks.
I've got to look it up now, Al. We've got only a couple minutes left here on the show, but Lyra Valkyria. Aoife, that's Celtic. I'm not going to try it. Cusack. Previous name Valkyrie. And now it's Lyra Valkyria. Why couldn't we just go with Valkyrie? We all know.
Right.
We all know Valkyrie is like a mythological thing. I don't know. We're overcomplicating it, folks. And then we made her a bird lady. I don't know how any of this goes together. Is a Valkyrie a bird lady? Is it like a Hawkman kind of situation? I think that's what it is. I think a Valkyrie is like a mythical Hawkman thing.
I wish I could help you with that, dog. I have no goddamn idea what the hell that is.
But I will tell you this. She does nothing for me.
Yeah.
She's another one. Nothing for me.
How could she? She's a bird lady half the time, and then she's Scottish the next, or wherever, Ireland, whatever the hell she is.
Yeah.
Right, and so to end the quest here, Valkyries are from Norse mythology, and they are ladies with wings.
Oh.
But
all right.
but again, like you said, is she Norse? Is she Celtic? Is she Irish? Is she just an American lady who likes mythology? Like, none of it's clear. Is she a bird lady or not? There's not a clear direction for her character, so she needs to figure that out before she challenges for a title again. The stipulation stands. She cannot challenge for the title. Let's figure this shit out before the next champion comes around.
True. Well, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're at top of the hour.
Yes, that does it. Holy shit. For a
Time
show where
flies when you're having fun.
dude, for a show where I didn't think we had a whole hell of a lot to talk about,
We made it work.
there was a lot to talk about. I'm still focused on our first segment about whether or not the Karrion Kross thing is a work. And I know this will all shake out in the next couple months. Because if it is a work, it's only going to be a couple months and then he's back. But we shall see. We'll keep eyes on that if any news or any spoilers come out on him. Obviously,
We'll be watching.
right? We'll be watching that. We'll be watching to see if there's any new news on the WWE Women's Championship or the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Now that Naomi's vacated it, the fallout from Forbidden Door and SmackDown and Raw. So lots to talk about next week, next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the War Report, the War Report After Dark, brought to you by Tag Me a Date. Follow us on social media at Tag Me a Date. You can go search that on your favorite social media app. We stream live on Facebook and YouTube. Go to Facebook, type in Tag Me a Date. You'll find our page. Hit the thumbs up, and that's how you like our page and follow it. Our live stream will show up in your feed. If you go to YouTube, type Tag Me a Date in the search bar. You'll find our YouTube page. Hit subscribe and the notification bell to get notifications when we go live or upload a video. And if you follow us on social media, it is Tag Me a Date on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and a few other things. But if you are on TikTok, it is the War Report Podcast, and that is all one word. If you prefer audio instead of a video podcast, you can go to your favorite podcast app like Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Podcasts. Type in the War Report, type in Tag Me a Date. You'll see the logo that's in the top right-hand corner. Hit the subscribe button on that, and your audio version will be delivered to your device as soon as we upload it, once Ryan uploads it. And with that and the music fading out about 15 seconds too early, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back next week for another edition of the War Report After Dark, 9 p.m. on a Tuesday evening. Have a great weekend.